So let's start the session. So in the last class, we are discussing about the NLP, natural language processing, that is text mining, part of the text mining, right? So in that text mining, whatever we are having is first, we are having with respect to called as text cleaning. We are cleaning the text, whatever in the text cleaning. Within that, first step is remove the punctuations. We are going to remove the punctuations because the punctuations are not important for doing the text classification project. So first step is to remove the punctuations. Step number 2. Second step is to remove the stop words. There is no use of stop words. So remove the stop words. And next we have seen with respect to it, we are going to apply either stemming or lemmatization based upon the requirement. When the lemmatization we are going to apply is when there is a human interaction. When there is a human interaction. So why human interaction means? Because the output of that, it has to understand by the human. The output of this will not be understood by the human. If you are doing the stemming means, the output will not be understood. Whatever the words after the stem we are getting, we can't understand those words. Whereas lemmatization, those words we can understand. So when the machine works directly, okay, machine works directly. In that case, we are going with the stemming. If there is a human interaction, in that case, we are going to use the lemmatization. Example of stemming. When we are going to use the stemming example is text classification. When there is a classification algorithm we are going to apply, in that case, we can go with the stemming because it will not ask anything. The step-by-step process, whatever the step-by-step process is there, automatically it will only do. Whatever the output of the words it has got, it will not ask whether this word or this one. It is not going to say output. It will not speak with me or it will not show the sentences and I will not give the reply for that. Again, it will not give the reply. Like this, we are not having any kind of human interaction. Interaction is not there. Okay. Example of lemmatization. When we are going to apply the lemmatization example is chatbots. If we are having a chatbot, whatever the output of that is going to give as the output. For example, let us take like this. It is going to ask, what is your name? What is your name? This is a question. Okay, fine. Up to here, it is fine. Now I am giving the answer of SRK. This is also fine. Up to here, it is stopped miss. Stemming is sufficient. But after that, again, it is going to say, hi, SRK. What is your question? It is going to ask like this. What is your question? I am going to say, my question is, what is meant by text mining? What is meant by text mining? I am asking like this. What is meant by text mining something? Now it is going to give me some answer again. That answer, whatever it is going to give me, I have to understand. For example, it has given me text mining, text mine. Each word was removed, everything, the stop words and everything was removed and it is giving only the sentence with respect to that to text mining. Instead of mining, it has given me mine. Or min only, min, something it has given me like this. I will not understand. So whenever there is a human interaction, we have to go with the lemmatization. Example is chatbot. And whenever there is a text classification, we can go with the stemming. Okay. So these are the applications. Now, once the text cleaning was completed, now what we are going to do is vectorization. The next step is called as vectorization. In today's class, we are going to see the next concept called as vectorization. Now, what is meant by vectorization? Right? Now, if you observe this, in the last class, whatever we have done, first one is text cleaning followed by this. So, in the last class, first we have imported NLTK. Okay. First step is NLTK. Let me remove all the output variables. Okay. First, let us do once again the text cleaning part. So first step is import the NLTK is the first step. After that, you are going to do the word tokenization or sentence tokenization. So for that, first we have to execute the paragraph. And this is going to do the sentence tokenization followed by word tokenization. Tokenization means breaking into the words. So any comment, if you are having any comment means that comment has to be break into the words or sentences. When we are going to use the sentence tokenization means in tomorrow's concept, we are going to discuss called as topic modeling. In the topic modeling, we are going to focus on the sentences. Whereas text classification, in today's class, whatever the project which we are going to do, this project is based on the word tokenization. Tomorrow's project, whatever we are going to do in NLP, that project belongs to the sentence tokenization. So it depends upon the project to project. In that situation, words are important for me, miss, it is going to focus on the words. Sentences are important, miss, it is going to focus on the sentences. Next, followed by text cleaning. In the text cleaning, we have seen the first one is called as remove punctuations, out of which it is going to remove the dot, and here end and dot, right? And we are going to remove the stop words. Where it is going to remove the stop words, these are the list of stop words. Just it is going to remove the stop words like he, is. These both are comes under stop words. Now, what is stemming, miss? It is going to bring to the base word. Okay, the base word. For example, we have seen like historically, and hister we have got as hister. Whereas the same lemmatization, it is getting time. For lemmatization, more time it will take, but it will give the dictionary word. The output will be as a dictionary word. Why it is going to give as the dictionary word? Because it has after that word, once it give the output, that should be understood by the humans. That is the reason it has to give a meaningful word, right? Now, for example, sir, here instead of historically, let us go with the good. Let us take in the case of historically, go with the good, sir. Like a good. Okay, let us take the good, G-O word. Okay, now if I apply this good concept, and if I apply this one, now in the stemming, I have got output as a good only. Sir, good means actually it has to convert to G-O. I told you that stemming may or may not give the meaningful word. Sometimes it will give the meaningful word, sometimes not meaningful word. For historically, what it has shown? Hister. Whereas for good, it is showing us good only. Can you see the difference? Right? So stemming, whatever the stemming we are having, it may give, okay, it may or may not give. It may or may not. It may or may not give the meaningful output, meaningful word. It may or may not give the meaningful word. Sometimes it will give the meaningful word, sometimes it will not give the meaningful word. Example, stem of good. If you take stem of good, it is going the meaningful word. Whereas the same stem of, if you are considering historically, it is going to give the hister as the output. This is the example for one of them, and this is the example of one of them. Sometimes it will give the meaningful word as the output, sometimes it will not give. But whereas lemmatization, if you go with the lemmatization, in the lemmatization, 100% we are going to get with respect to meaningful word. For lemmatization, 100% output should be meaningful word only. If it is giving a non-meaningful word, means humans cannot understand. Why they created lemmatization means to understand by the humans. Sir, human interaction is not there. Stemming is sufficient. Now, sir, we are doing the stemming, but how the machine will understand the words, the base words? It is like history is there. Now, how the machine will understand history word? The purpose. Now, today, in the today's class, what are the project we are going to do, right? In this class, you'll understand how it is going to work, the process, how this unmeaningful words, how the machine will understand. Okay. Now, if you want all these three steps, that is text cleaning, everything. Text cleaning includes of one is remove the punctuations, remove the stop words, and stemming and lemmatization. All of them, three of them in one step. If you want to do miss, that one step is this one. In this, I'm going to remove the punctuations. I'm going to remove the stop words. I'm going to do the stemming or lemmatization as per my choice. This is automatically do's. So here until now, I have got after the stop words, I have got good boy, good girl, boy, girl, and good. For this, I'm going to apply the stemming. How I have to apply the stemming miss? For each sentence, automatically I'm going to apply the PS dot stem of the word. If you observe here in this code, I have just taken the word only. Here in this case, just I have to consider this normal word. Okay. In this case, I have just considered as a normal word. But whereas now I'm going to consider instead of this normal word, wherever this normal word is there, instead of this normal word, I'm going to write PS of stem of the word. Where PS means Potter stemmer. I'm going to save the Potter stemmer function in the PS word. Like how we have done in the sklearn.preprocessing import label encoder. Label encoder, we have stored in a LE, some name as LE, some variable, LE.fit and transform. Similar way, we are going to store the Porter Stemmer function also in one of the variable. Otherwise, what happens means every time we have to write Porter Stemmer, full word we have to write every time. Instead of writing like this, this one I'm bringing as a shortcut as PS. Okay. Instead of writing every time that one, if you are interested to write everything, miss, you can take like that only as per your choice, right? Now see here in this particular code, whatever the code is there in the first line, it is going to remove the punctuations. Second line. So in this code, first line removes the punctuation. Second line, lowercase. Third line, it is going to do the split. Fourth line, it is going to remove the stop words. It is going to remove the stop words. After the stop words, again, it is going to join that one. These are the 5 lines. Here, whatever the lines you are saying, first line removes the punctuation. Second one is lowering. Third one is splitting the data into the words, splitting into the words. The whatever the sentence is that words are getting splitted in the words. And then it is going to apply the remove the stop words. After again, it is going to join the words because again, we want the sentence only. The original sentence we want. Stop words are words in format. So in order to do the stop words, apply the stop words. If we are having like remove the stop sentences are there, directly sentence only we can give, but words are there. So first we have to give input as the words, right? Now the same thing, if you observe now the code below, here I have written everything in the single cell. In this single cell, whatever I have written is first one, remove punctuation, same line, as it is copy paste. Second one, lower, as it is copy paste. Third one, split, as it is copy paste. Next, remove the stop words and plus stemming. After removing the stop words plus stem, in the single sentence only I have done everything. Whichever the word you have got, for that word only you can apply the stem directly here itself. So here I have changed only this part. Remaining everything, whatever the above is the copy paste only I have done. Only this part I have changed. Instead of considering a normal word, I am directly converting that one to a stem word. Plus, I am again joining the word. Now, if you execute this particular cell, now you are going to get after stemming. This is after stemming. In this case, for good, good only as the stem word. For boy, boy only stem word. That is the reason. For example, here we are having a different one, miss. You may get a different answer. Is that clear till now? That is text cleaning part. Now we have completed till now is text cleaning part. Now next point is vectorization. Okay. Your voice is breaking in between. Guys, others, can you please confirm voice is clear or not? Yeah. Pawan, can you please relog in? Others says it is clear. Yeah, now it is fine. Okay, fine. Maybe in between maybe Wi-Fi, whenever there is a low internet, maybe. Okay. Now coming to the next, after text cleaning, we have to do the vectorization. Now vectorization. Now what is meant by vectorization? Simple. Vectorization means converting text to numerical data is called as vectorization. Converting text data to numeric is called as text vectorization. It is called as text vectorization. Converting the text data to numerical data is called as vectorization. Sir, what is difference between text to numeric? Encoding also same, right? Converting text to numeric only. But in that, if you converting this text to numerical array, the output will be as array, not with a single value. We are going to have as a array. For example, good boy is there. Good boy is the sentence. This entire sentence I am going to convert as a numerical data. Okay, sentence, not with respect to a single word. What is the difference between encoding versus this one means? In the encoding single word, that single word was converted to numerical format. Whereas here, the sentence was converted to an array of values, not as a single value, array of values. Okay, converting the text to array of values is called as text vectorization. Okay, it is called as text vectorization. Yeah, geo is not stable. Right? Now, here, out of the vectorization, first vectorization. In the vectorizations, we are having different types of vectorization, out of which first vectorization is called as count vectorization. The first one is called as count vectorization. Okay, it is also called as count vectorizer. The function name which we are going to use is called as count vectorizer is the function name. And this is also called as bag of words. This is also called as bag of words, shortcut BOW. Very, 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 very simple one. Okay. First sentence, sentence 1 is a good boy. Second sentence, good girl. Third sentence, boy, girl, good. 3 sentences we are having. Sentence number 1, sentence number 2, sentence number 3. Now, out of these 3 sentences, how many unique words are there? What are the unique words? First, write the unique words. Boy, good, girl. These are the 3 unique words which we are having. Out of which alphabetical order, first one which will come out of those, first one is boy. Write the boy word like this. Colon. Next, which one? Girl. Write the girl word. After that, good. Just it is going to take the columns in the alphabetical order. Now, okay. Now, this good boy is there, right? In the good boy is, how many boys are there? How many boy words are there? Count them. How many boys words are there in the first sentence, in the second sentence, in the third sentence? Count them, each of them. In the first sentence, I am having boy as 1 word, girl as 0 words, good as 1 word. Whereas next sentence is having with boy 0, girl 1, good 1. And the third sentence, boy 1, this one, 1, 1, 1. This is called as count vectorizer. That's it. Completed. Count vectorizer. Is that clear? Very simple one. Now, just once again, we are having 3 sentences are there. One sentence is called as he is a good boy. Whether this comment is a positive comment or a negative comment. Positive comment. He is a good girl. She. Okay, sometimes in flow I will get the true values. Okay, she is a good girl. She is a good girl. Okay, which is a positive comment or negative comment? Positive comment. Okay, next. He is a bad boy. He is a bad boy. Positive comment or negative comment? You are having, let us assume some examples. Similarly, she also, we'll write she also. She is a bad girl. Negative. Okay. So now we are having, this is the input data. This is the output data. One is input data, one is output data. Output data is having either positive or negative. It is a binary classification problem. Now, SRK is a good trainer. SRK is a good trainer. Assume. Based on the above 4 sentences, we have to predict this one as a positive or negative. Okay, we know that it is a positive only, but mention how it is going to do the same thing. Okay, so this is the data where input is there, output also is there. Now, first we have to clean the data. Clean the data means first it is going to convert this one. That is first it is going to remove the punctuation marks. After stop words. After that, it is going to bring the good boy. The first one will be good boy like this. Next one is good girl. Next one is bad boy. bad girl. Input. Output I'm not going to touch. Output is as it is. Output only one thing we have to do is encoding. Okay. So directly we have to do. There only one word is there. One word we have to directly do the encoding only. Okay. So this particular sentence, what I'm going to have, this is in a text format. Now I'm going to convert the same thing in the numerical data. How I'm going to convert means first boy, after boy, girl, no, before boy, bad. Bad is the first one, girl, and after that, good. Finally, good. Now we are having like this 4. Now the first sentence has bad 0, boy 1, good 1, girl 0. In the second one, good of 1, girl of 1, boy of 0. Sequential order is not important for us. Okay. Now bad boy 0. Sorry, this is 1. 1, and next one is this is boy is 1, 0, 0. Again 1, 1, 0, 0. Now your input data is converted like this, and output data is with respect to output is as it is, positives and negatives. Just input is ready, output is ready. Now this one also, if you do the encoding, after encoding, the negative is converted as zeros, positives are converted as 1. Structured data is ready, right? This is the original data. This is after the clean data. Structured data is ready. Now you are having X, you are having Y. Can't you apply the classification algorithms? Simple. Just apply the classification algorithm. What are the classification algorithm? Logistic regression, decision tree, whatever you want. Just you have converted this unstructured data to a structured data. Output variable you are not going to touch. Only the input variable was converted from unstructured to structured data. Numeric machine learning algorithms works on the numerical. So everything is in the numerical format only. Is that clear? Just now, based on this, once the everything algorithm was designed, that is model.fit on x comma y. Everything was done. Everything is completed. Now this is a new data. Siva is a good trainer. Okay. Now this one, again, you have what you have done here. First, you have removed the punctuations. For this one also, you have to remove the punctuations. For this, what you have done, the second one, remove the stop words. For this one also, you have to remove the stop words. Stop words are after is and a will be the stop words. Siva, good trainer. These are the 3 words. After that, what you have done in this stemming, you have done here also, you have to do the stemming. After doing the stemming, again, I have got these 3 words only. Now, what it is going to do? Just it is going to apply the same count vectorizer. Whatever we have done here, the same logic will be applied here. Out of boy is there, only 1. Bad is there in a bad in this 0. Girl is there in this 0. And good is boy is also not there, right? Boy is also 0. 0, 0, 0. And good 1. That's it. Siva will be ignored. Trainer word will be ignored. Because those 2 words are not there, right? While fitting the model, those 2 words are not there. Which word is not there in the model, that words will be ignored. And it is going to focus only this one. And model.predict, whatever your model was designed, model.predict on the array of 0, 0, 0, 1. And it will give the output as 1 based on this. 1 means good, positive word. This sentence is a positive sentence. It is going to classify in this way. Is that clear? Let us see this. Same thing in the coding part. Once again, slowly, one more time. So whatever the good boy, we are having good boy. The first sentence is called as good boy. The second sentence is good girl. The third sentence is boy, girl, and good. You can see after stemming, we have got output like this. Each one you have to write in each sentence. Now, here, each sentence is a record. Each sentence is your record. Unique words is your columns. How many unique words are there? Those many columns will have. Sir, around 10,000 unique words are there, sir. 10,000 columns. 20 lakh unique words are there, sir. 20 lakh unique columns, obviously. How many unique columns are there? Those many you are going to get. And whichever the words are not important, those we have to draw. That we are going to see in the further. Okay, let us see first a simple example. Later we'll focus on the complex examples. Now first, here we are going to boy, girl, good. That is 1, 1, 0. This is 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. You are going to get like this. So here from sklearn.future extraction, import the count vectorizer. I'm going to keep the count vectorizer function in cv.fit and transform to an array. If we don't write an array, what happens means it is going to give us a function. It is returning as a function. So if you don't write array, to array. Sir, how I can know whether to array I have to write or not? That is the question mark, sir. Whether I have to write to array or not. Just don't write. First you don't write. Without writing this one, just observe. And if you execute. So it is going to give the output as which was converted. The backend it is converted, but output is showing as some kind of function. Now you want to see the values. If you want to see the values, you have to write the to array. To array means then it is converted to array format and it is going to give us the output. Same 101, 011, 111. Is that clear? Sir, either zeros or ones. It is some kind of dummy encoding? No. So what is the difference between then dummy encoding and this one? Let us see this. What I am going to do is the first one, the first example, whatever the first example is there. Here, the paragraph, whatever the original paragraph is there, the original paragraph, he is a good boy. Instead of he is a good boy, I am going to take he is a good boy. Okay, word good was repeated 2 times. Good boy. Okay, sir, grammatically it is wrong, sir. Here, no grammar. Grammar is not important for test classification. For test classification, grammar is not important. Only the words are important. So now let us take like this. He is a good boy. Okay. Now I am applying the text cleaning. Directly I am moving on to the text cleaning. And after text cleaning, first, okay, sentence tokenization you have to do. After that, directly you can apply tokenization. First, we have to do the tokenization. Then you can apply the text cleaning. Now you can see here, good boy, good girl, boy, girl, good. How many unique values are there? Unique words. Again, same, boy, girl, good only. But for the first sentence, we are having, first sentence is having good boy. Now, good was repeated how many times? 2 times. This particular sentence consists of total 3 words, out of which 2 words are good, 1 word is boy. Whether, sir, for example, good boy, good, sir. Good boy, good also, the answer will remain same, 102 only. Good boy, sir. Answer also remains same. Boy, good. The answer also remains same. Answer is not going to change. Whatever the type of sentence, we are focusing only on the words. Sequential order of the words is not important for us. The count vectorizer will not focus on the sequence of word. There is one more is there that will focus on the sequence of the word. When the sequence of word is important, at that time we have to use that one. When words only important, we have to focus on the count vectorizer. That is the importance of count vectorizer. Each function was created for their one purpose. Right? Now here, if I execute this count vectorizer, see 102. You have got 102. Is that clear? Just it is counting that particular word in the given sentence, how many times repeated is called as count vectorizer. It counts the number of words in the given sentence. It counts the repetition of number of words. Repetition of words is called as count vectorizer, which is also called as bag of words. Clear, guys? Now everything was converted to a numerical format. Unstructured data. Basically, they have given the sentences. These sentences has been converted to like this. Unstructured data was converted to a structured numerical data. Now, after applying the structured numerical data, for this, now we are going to apply the machine learning algorithm directly. Now, sir, For example, let us take like this. Here, stemming you have applied, but the words has not lost the information. For example, let us take good. After stemming, you have got only G-O-O, something like this. Assume. And G-O-O, G-O-O, B-O, something. Boy also stemmed to B-O, something. There is no meaning of G-O-O, there is no meaning of B-O. Something it has converted like this. Second sentence, G-O-O, G-I-R, G-I-R. And third sentence, B-O, G-I-R, G-O-O. Something is there. Now again, we are going to identify how many unique words are there. How many unique words are there? 3 unique words are there. First word is B-O, G-O-O, G-I-R. That's it. Here the word, how many times the word was there, it is going to just observe that words only. It will not count whether that word is having meaning or not meaning or what is meant by B-O or very stupid. What is B-O? It will not think like that. Simple. Because here the count, we require the count. Okay. So G-O-O is there means it is a positive. B-A is there means it is a negative. It will understand how many times B-A word is there. How many times G-O-O is there. If it is 10 times G-O-O is there means, 10 times he is repeating G-O-O. That is good. Good is for 10 times is there. Obviously, it is a positive word. It will be training in that way. Is that clear, guys? Now, we are going to apply the concept called as mail classification. Mail classification. How your mail will be classified into spam or ham. Okay, spam. The first class is called as spam. Second class is called as ham. Ham means nothing but non-spam. Non-spam mails are called as ham mails. Okay, non-spam. You are having spam mails and non-spam mails, right? 2 things we are having. Yeah, that one learning which we are going to apply is called as Naive-Bayes theorem. Naive-Bayes theorem. Now, what is the special of Naive-Bayes theorem? The special of Naive-Bayes theorem is conditional probability. We know probability. What is meant by probability? We already know. Now, question is, we are having the conditional probability. We are having conditional probability and normal probability. What is the difference between these two? Right? Assume that with a simple example, we are having the December month, December 2022 month. In that December 1st, December 2nd, December 3rd, like this, we are having the dates up to December 31st. Okay. Column number 1 is dates. Okay. Example, purely example. Okay. First one is dates. Second one, shopping. Okay. Generally shopping means girls will do the generally more shopping when compared to the boys. Okay. They will spend more time on the shopping only. Right? Now, out of 31 days, for example, on the day 1, December 1st, they have done the shopping. Second day, they have done the shopping. Third day, they have done the shopping. Fourth day, they have taken the relax. Again, shopping. Like this. Assume. We are having something like this. Okay. Out of these 31 days, how many days they have done the shopping? What is the probability of shopping? Means, we are going to see out of 31 days, how many days they have done the shopping. Generally, 20 days, they will do the shopping. Assume. Example. Okay, probability of not shopping is 11 days. Balance 11 days, they are not going to do the shopping. They will give the relaxed time for that. Now, example, this is one of the example. Let us take an example where this is a normal probability. This is a general probability. Out of 31 days, how many of them are having yes and how many of them are having the no's. That's it. This is just discrete variable. For discrete variable, just I am applying the discrete probability, whatever we have discussed. Now, the question is, they are doing the, okay. Yes, they are doing the probability out of 20 days, 31, out of 31 days, 20 days, they have done the shopping. Fine. Out of this, how many days, though it is some days raining, some days it is sunny. Okay. Assume that there are some days are raining and some days sunny also is there. Their shopping is compulsory. Okay. What is the probability that they are going to do the shopping? when it is raining. What is the probability that they are going to do the shopping? Compulsory when it is sunny. What is the meaning of this? Means when it is sunny, means when it is sun, normal day, what is the probability that they are going to do the shopping separately? What is the probability when they are doing on the raining? Means what is the meaning of this one? First, there should be rain. In the rain, some days rain will be there, sometimes rain will not be there. For example, let us assume we are having certain days rain, certain days sunny. Out of which they have done the shopping? Yes, no, yes, yes, no. Something we are having like this. Now, total raining, how many days it is raining? 3 days it is raining. Out of 3 days, how many days they have done the shopping? 2 days. That is, probability of shopping when it is raining is 2 by 3. Only shopping is, yes. How many yeses are there? Only shopping? 3 are there. Probability of only shopping is 3 by 5. This is entirely different. Out of these 3, again, raining, when it is raining, when it is sunny. So when it is sunny, how many days it is sunny? 2 days, out of which 1 day they have done the shopping. This is different and this is different. This is overall shopping. If you compare the overall shopping, 3 days is the overall shopping, out of which 2 days are rainy days, 1 day is sunny day, they have done the shopping. Got the point? One of the simple example. Okay. Now, let us take more example. This example, let us try take this one. Okay. So we are having this Naive-Bayes theorem, where in the Naive-Bayes theorem, okay, Naive-Bayes is also a classification algorithm, works on the Bayes theorem. Bayes means with respect to condition. Okay. So now here we are having some data points. Okay. Out of which the futures like age and savings, based on the age and savings, whether the person has to retire or not to retire. This same example we have done in the decision tree. Do you remember? Whether the person has to retire or not to retire. Right. Now, for example, there is a person like this. This is the original data, past data. Past data where the person ages with along with their savings, whether they have retired or not retired, we are having. Out of which we are having 40 of them are retired data points, 20 of them are non-retired points. Okay. Overall. Now tell me, what is the overall probability of retire? 20 divided by 60. 20 data points are with respect to retired data points out of 60 data points. Overall 60 data points. Now, what is the probability of not retiring? 40 divided by 60. What is the probability of retire is 20 by 60. What is the probability of not retiring is 40 by 60. Now, if you observe this one, here what I'm going to have is, there is a one particular person. His age is this one and his savings is this value. This is the data point. For this data point, there is a new customer, whether this person has to retire or not to retire. In the decision tree, we are going to do in a different way. In KNN, we are going to do in a different way. In KNN, what we are going to do? Nearest neighbors, we are going to identify. In decision tree, we are going to form the first, we are going to form the conditions for the original data, and based on that, we are going to predict that one. Right? Now, in the Naive-Bayes theorem, what we are going to do is, just we are going to draw this data point. Now here, if you draw a circle, okay, sir, how this circle will be drawn? Don't ask that question. Assume there is a circle. In this circle, total 4 data points are there. Out of 4 data points, 3 data points are not to retire. 1 data point says that it is retire. Now, what is the probability that for this particular new customer, what is the probability for retiring? Means 3 out of 4 are saying that to retire. 1 out of 4 is saying not to retire. Okay. Retire, probability of retire is 3 out of 4. For the given circle, within the given circle, for example, you have drawn a bigger circle, something circle like this. In the circle, according to that points, right? Now, in this circle, I am having with respect to whatever the circle I have drawn. In this circle, I am having probability of retire is equal to 3 by 4. Probability of not retiring is 1 by 4. This you can see by visual representation. Here I am drawing the visual representation and you are able to understand this one and you are able to predict the probabilities. Assume there is no visual representation is not there. The same answers you have to predict. Same answers you have to predict and you have to get 3 by 4 which is equal to 0.75 and 0.25. Circle is not there, scatter plot also not there, but still you have to predict the same way. Then how you are going to calculate that probability without seeing that data? How you can calculate the probability means just by applying the Naive-Bayes theorem. Naive-Bayes theorem says that with respect to 1, prior probability, posterior probability and likelihood with marginal likelihood. By using these, we are going to calculate, right? Now, what is the probability of getting retired and what is the probability of not getting retired? So what we are going to do, prior probability means before seeing the data set, before applying on the new customer, what is the old one? Old one is probability of retire is 20 out of 60 and probability of not retiring is 40 out of 60. This is called as prior probability. Means before applying this on the new data set, that is the before one. Before ones are called as prior. Assume this new person was not there. New customer is not there. Prior probability. First, by default in our data set, we are having the probability of retire is 20 data points we are having related to retire. 40 data points we are having with respect to not to retire. This is called as prior probability. Prior probability means before to your probability. Now, what we are going to do, what is the probability of retire and what is the probability of not getting retire? I am going to calculate. See here, probability of getting retire is equal to, probability of retire is equal to prior probability. What is the prior probability? With respect to how many retire points are there? 40. 40 by 60. This is the prior probability. Into this data point, one data point, you are going to, in your circle, how many data points are there? Only one data point is there. That one data point related to blue data point. Divide by overall, how many data points you have collected? 4. 4 out of 60. Just if you apply this one, 40 into 1 divide by this 60 will be cancelled and 40 will be cancelled and you are going to get 1 by 4. 40, 60 and you are going to get output as 1 by 4 which is nothing but 0.25. For example, let us increase the circle size. What is the prior probability of retiring? Prior probability is not going to change. Prior probability is 40 by 60. It is not going to change. Whatever in the circle you have taken, in the circle, total number of data points. How many blue data points are there? Why blue data points we have to focus? Because we are calculating the probability for retiring. For retiring, blue number of data points we have to consider. So in this big circle, how many blue data points are there? That you have to calculate. For example, 20 data points are there. 20 by 60. Out of in your circle, overall, how many blue and how many red are there? Overall. That data points you are going to calculate. That number you are going to keep divide by 60 here. The circle size, whatever the circle, small circle or big circle or whatever that is, we have to select according to that in that circle how many data points are there. Is that clear? Similarly, now in this example, we have focused. The only difference is this one. In our circle, we are having only one blue data point. For example, here 2 blue data points are there. Assume that 2 blue points are there. Now what happens? This is 2 by 40. And in the total circle, how many data points are there? 5. This is 5 by 60. 5 out of 60 data points you have collected, out of which 2 of them are blue data points and 3 of them are red data points. You collected out of 65 of them. Out of 5, 2 of them are blue. Is that clear? According to that, clear? Now, let us see with respect not to retire. Now, what is the difference between retire versus not to retire means? Not to retire, you are going to change only this one. In the given circle, we are having 3 of them are not to retire. So 3 by 20 divided by 40 by 60. Overall, you have considered 4 data points. Out of 4, 3 of them says that not to retire, which is 0.75. Is that clear? Now, this is called as nav base. Nav base is going to calculate the probability for each of the class 1 and the probability of class 2 also. 2 classes it is going to calculate the probability. Now, the same logic will be applied in the male classification also. So now let us see for the male classification. This is your male classification. Okay. Now you'll understand in a simple way. Total, you are having 12 messages. Overall, you are having total 12 messages. Total 12 messages are there. Out of 12 messages, let us assume your male. You are having your male, some male. Let us take my mail ID as srk.datascience. In my mail, okay, in my mail, I'm having total 12 mails are available. Out of these 12 mails, 8 of them are spam. Sorry, 8 of them are normal mails. 8 of them are normal mails. And 4 of them are in the spam. Okay, is that clear? This is, now what is the prior probability of normal? Now you have not getting a new mail. Only the old mails, already existing mails, so I'm calculating. I'm not getting any new mail. Only previous mails, whatever is there in the past data. In the past data, I'm calculating the probability of normal. 8 out of 12. What is the probability of spam? 4 by 12. This is called as prior probability. Irrespective of your new mail. This is before. Before in your mail, in your total, with respect to that, we are having 12 mails, out of which 8 of them are normal, 4 of them are spams. Okay, see this. 8 of them are spam, 8 normal, and 4 of them are spam mails. Okay, so prior probability of normality is 8 by 12, which is 0.67. Prior probability of spam mail is 0.33, earlier, before itself. Okay, now, out of this normal mails, if I observe the normal mails, 8 normal mails are there, right? In my 8 normal mails, some words will be there, right? Some words may be repeated or non-repeated, whatever it is, some words will be there. Let us assume that total 4 words are there. That is dear, friend, lunch, and money. These are the 4 words which are there in the normal. The same 4 words are there in the spam also. Okay. Now, here, dear word, total we are having 17 words are there. Total 17 words are there. Out of 17 words, dear word is 8. 8 words are dear. In my total 8 mails, out of 8 mails, within the 8 mails, total 17 words are there. Out of 17 words, 8 words are dear word only. Means in every mail I have got dear, 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 dear. All the mails I have got dear, dear, dear. Okay. So dear word was 8 out of 17. Overall 17 words are there. Total count of words is 17. So in the earlier example, tell me what is the total count here? In this example, whatever we have done earlier, what is the total count here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Total is 8 words. How many sentences are there? 3 sentences. 3 sentences, out of which 8 words. What are the words? Unique words? Good, boy, girl. How many goods are there? Overall? 4 are there. How many girls are there? How many boys? For the given sentence, for the given sentences, these are the total 3 sentences are there, out of which 8 words are there. This is the bar chart. Same to same, I am going to draw here for the same example. If you observe this example now, total I am having 17 words. 8 are the males. 8 males means nothing but in the earlier example 3 sentences. Earlier example is 3 sentences. Here now 8 males. Here total words are 8 words. Here total are 17 words. Out of unique words here are good, boy, and girl. These are the 3 unique words. Here the unique words are dear, friend, lunch, and money. Nothing else. For this, how many good words are there? 4 are there. Boy or 2 are there. Girl or 2 are there. Out of these 17, girl are having, dear is having 8. Friend is having with respect to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next one is having with respect to 3. Next one is having with 1. For 8 plus 5, 13. 13 plus 3 is 16. 16 plus 1, 17. 17 words. Total should be equal to your number of words. Is that clear now? You got the clarity? Is that clear, guys? Any questions? No. Now, similarly for the spam also. Now, spam also having total how many mails are there? 4 mails are there. Total of 12 out of spam are 4. Within the 4, total how many words are there? Total words. If I consider the total words is equal to 3 and 7. 7 words are there. Out of 7, dear is having 2. Dear is equal to 2. Friend is equal to 1. And lunch is equal to 0. No word is there. And money is 4 words. Total 7. 2 plus 1 plus 4. 7. Done? Just in that, how many words are there? Just I'm writing that one. Now, why you have taken like this example, sir? Now, you'll understand very clearly. Now, there is a sentence called as dear friend. Just only a sentence. This is a new sentence. Then it is not the part of the 12 mails. It is a new one. 13th one. New one. Now, whether dear friend will comes under spam mail or whether it comes under ham mail. That is non-spam. That is normal. Now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to calculate the probability of dear friend for being as a normal. Whatever your mail you have got, what is the probability that it is going to be normal? And what is the probability it is going to be as a spam mail? Whatever the sentence is there, whatever the mail is there, what is the probability for normal? And similarly, what is the sentence is there, what is the probability for spam? Both of them I'm going to calculate separate probability. Which is having the highest probability, it belongs to that category. Simple. Now, how to calculate? Sir, dear friend. Okay, dear friend. First normal. For normal, total prior probability. First normality of n. Prior probability is equal to 8 by 12 into dear is the word. So, probability of dear. You are calculating the probability of dear in normal. What is the probability of dear in normal? 8 out of 17 into probability of friend in normal. What is the probability of friend in normal? 5 by 17. Just multiply these 3 and you will get some value. Similarly, probability of spam into probability of dear in spam into probability of spend also in spam. Probability of spam is 4 by 12 into probability of dear in spam, which is nothing but 2 by 7. Overall 7. 2 by 7 into friend 1 by 7. Just calculate. This probability you calculate, this probability you calculate. Which is having the highest probability, that comes under category. Whichever has the highest category. Is that clear? Now, I am having with respect to like this. A new sentence is there. The sentence is called as money, 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 more money. Money, money, more money is the word, is the sentence, is a new mail. Someone is sending a mail where it is having money, money, more money. The sentence. Now, whether it is comes under probability of spam or what is the probability of it is going to be as a normal mail, what is the probability it is going to be a spam mail. We are going to calculate clearly. Probability of normal. This given mail, whatever the mail you have got, this probability of normal. What is the probability of normal, miss? Probability of normal into probability of your money. First word, money divided by in the normal. Within the normal word, how many that probability into. Second word, what is the second word? Again, money divided by normal. Third word, more. Probability of more by normal. Into probability of again money in normal. Now, it is going to calculate prior probability of P of n. What is the P of n value? 8 by 12 into Probability of money in normal. What is the probability of money in normal? 1 by 17. 1 by 17. 1 divided by 17. Again, what is the second one? Probability of money in normal. Again, 1 by 17. What is the probability of more in the normal? There is no more word. So it is going to be ignored. If you keep 0 means everything will be 0. We can't keep the 0. So this part has to be ignored. If that word is not available, it will ignore that word and it will come to the next word. That is again 1 by 17. It will calculate the probability, whatever the probability is there. Next, same way, it is going to calculate that given mail, money, money, more money in the spam also. That is probability of spam into probability of money in spam into probability of money in spam into probability of more in spam into probability of money in spam, which is nothing but 4 by 12 into 4 by 7 into 4 by 7 into this part will be ignored. Again, last one is 4 by 7. It is going to calculate the probability of this one, probability of this one, whichever is having the highest probability. It is going to throw into that one. Is that clear? Like this, your mail is going to be classified. Here, I required only the word only. The sequential order is not important. Instead of money, you are having only MON, MON, something like this. How many times of MON was repeated in the spam? How many times of MON was repeated in the normal? It will check that word. How many times it was repeated in that one? That's it. For each word, what is the probability in spam? For that word, what is the probability in the normal? That's it. Whether the word is of MON also same, MONE also same, MONEY also same. It is just focusing on if you are having only MO. How many times MO word was there in the normal? How many times MO was there in the spam? Just it will focus only on the word. That's it. Is that clear, guys? Done? If the word is not matching, simply it is going to ignore that particular word. Whichever the word is not there, it is going to ignore. Okay, is that clear? Now Bayes theorem. Just it is going to calculate the probability, conditional probability. Condition means what is the probability of being as a normal? What is the probability of being as a spam? Condition is applied. Once again, condition probability in a simple example. If someone asks you conditional probability, what is the difference between conditional probability versus probability? If the interview question is like this, the probability calculated irrespective of condition is called as normal probability. Probability calculated based on the condition is called as conditional probability. Can you explain with an example? The interview will ask you, can you explain with an example? Sir, assume that India is playing the cricket match against the Pakistan. Let us take now Pakistan, Australia. Why on Republic Day to think about Pakistan? Okay. India versus Australia. Okay. Let us go with India versus Australia. Now, what is the probability of India winning the match? What is the probability India wins? And what is the probability that Australia wins? Without any condition. No condition is applied. That is called as normal probability. What is the probability of India win when India won the toss? If India has won the toss. Means here you are calculating the probability of India winning after India winning the toss. The same probability of India win is different when India lose the toss. When India lost the toss. This is different and this is different. Okay. If there is a batting pitch and first it is going to be support for the bat, who is going to do the first batting. Now India has won the match, won the toss. Obviously we choose the batting. And it will give a big target for the opponents. Now, for example, in that case, it has lost the toss. We have to chase the big targets, right? It is going to be difficult generally. So here the probability of India winning will be decided based on the toss. Okay. So if you see some kind of betting apps, star mark, I'm not going to support any kind of betting apps. Okay. Disclaimer, right? I'm not supporting any kind of, just example only. If you want, you can watch. Before India versus Australia, if you open that betting app, you'll have with respect to for India some amount, some number it will display. If you keep 100 rupees, what is the profit you are going to get? If you keep 100 rupees on Australia, what is the profit you are going to get? That is prior probability. Okay. For example, today match is at 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. At 8 p.m., you have opened the betting app. There is some values already predetermined, fixed. That up to 10 o'clock means toss is at toss time. This is toss time, assume. Toss time is at 10 p.m. Till 9:59 also, the prior probability values only will show. Once the toss was done, the numbers will change. Okay, the numbers automatically changes because based on the probability, it is going to calculate the conditional probability at the time. As one of the first ball, 6, again values changes. Second ball, out. Again, values changes. For ball to ball, over to over, everything. Everything, the betting app is completely calculated based on the conditional probability Nav-Bayes theorem. If in the given match, Virat Kohli is there, what is the probability that India is going to win? If Virat Kohli is not there, what is the probability it is going to win? For example, we are playing against Pakistan, means Virat Kohli is mandatory. He is having a very good track record against the Pakistan. For example, we are playing against the South Africa. We should not have the Virat Kohli. He is having a very bad track record on the South Africa. Example, I don't know. Flow, in a flow, I got the 2. I don't know exact values. Okay. Then there we are going to calculate the for the team we are playing against Australia. In that first batsman, what is the first batsman's divided by against Australia into second batsman's against Australia, third batsman's against into Australia. For each one, each cricketer or each person, we are going to calculate the probability against their Australia performance. When we are having against Australia, that too in India, we are playing in India or we are playing in the Australia pitches. That one also depends. These are all the conditions. No, sir, irrespective of conditions, till now, India versus Australia, assume 300 times they have played each other, and out of which India has won 200 times and Australia has won. India has won 200 times and Australia has won 100 times. What is the probability of India is winning means 200 divided by 300, 66%. 67% is the India wins. And Australia win is 100 by 300, which is 0.33. 0.33 or 67, this is 67%, this is 33%. This is prior probability. Irrespective of condition, we are not applying any condition, whether Virat Kohli is playing or not playing, whether we are playing in India, not playing in India, whether we are playing in Mumbai Stadium or not Mumbai Stadium, whether morning or evening, nothing is applied. Nothing was applied. This is called as normal probability. Based on the condition to condition, we are calculating the probability separately, means that is called as conditional probability. Is that clear now? Conditional probability. Examples are clear? If that particular word is not available in the mail, if you consider as 0, what happens means it is going to convert everything to 0. The entire mail will be converted to 0 because here the probabilities are getting multiplied. Sir, instead of probabilities multiplied, you can take the plus symbol. Na? Why you are multiplying? If I do the plus symbol, some of the probabilities if I do, the value can be anything. The value can be anything, and that too, for example, at the end we are going to calculate the probabilities. Whenever the output, final output, whatever is there, it should be below 1 only. It should not cross more than 1. So if you add means total it will cross. So if you multiply means the output, whatever the value of the probability you are going to get, it is going to be less than 1 only. The probability lies between 0 to 1. It can't be more than 1 because the probability meaning is percentage. Percentage cannot be more than 100%. 0 to 100% we used to say generally. Okay, is that clear? Done? Now the same logic will be applied here. Okay, first I am going to import the pandas as PD. I am going to read the spam classification. Okay, if you observe this spam collection mail, whatever the file I am having, is like a file, flat file. Earlier, we have worked on the Excel file, read underscore Excel access. Here you can see this one is a type is file, flat file. It is not separator is equal to tab. Sir, why you are using the spam separator is equal to tab? Let us see this file. Notepad. If I'm opening with the notepad, the first one, whatever the first one I'm having and the second one, this is the first one is label, output, whether it is a ham or spam. After that, I'm having the sentence. In between those two, I'm having the space called as tab space. Means the output variable and input variable are separated bits. In the code, I'm using the separator is equal to tab. Tab means before to tab as one, and after the tab, it is going to convert that one as a table. Is that clear? And names, I'm going to give the data frame names. If I don't give the data frame names, let us see. Let us remove all these things. Okay. If you remove this one and if you observe only, you'll understand the difference, right? So let us give like this and execute. Now, it is going to throw an error that this unexpected values. So what I'm going to give here with respect to tab. Okay. Separator, I'm going to take the separator as tab and I'm going to click. Now, if you observe, the first sentence was taken as the heading. Now, this column name was first record. By default, the first record, whatever the first record you're having, the first record has taken as the heading name. Heading should not be this one. Column name should not be this one. I want the column names. I want to write my own column names. For that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the column names. The column names are, one is label, and the second column name I'm going to keep as message. This is the column names which I'm going to create. Now, label and message is the column name. Is that clear? Label is names are nothing but column names. You can write either columns or names as per your choice. Right? Next, if you observe here, this data set consists of total 5,572 records, out of which we are having two classes. Class 1 is ham and class 2 is spam. Next, if you apply this, we are having total ham maze. How many ham maze are there? Miss, we are having 4,825 maze and 747 are spam maze. Value count, just applying the value count. Unique categories. How many unique words are there? Means 4,516 unique words are there in the ham. 653 unique words are there in the spam. Whether the same words are there may not be there. If every word of spam is available in ham also, still remaining so many words are there in the ham, right? So now what I'm going to do? Text cleaning. First I have to do the text cleaning. Which part I have to do the text cleaning? Only the input variable. Output variable, encoding only you have to do. Text cleaning you are going to apply. I'm applying the text cleaning. So after doing the text cleaning, just the same thing. Whatever I have done here in the text cleaning, the same code, copy, paste I have done here. First step is take the for loop and after that you apply the punctuation marks, remove the punctuations. This indicates removing the punctuations, lowercase, split into the words and after that stop words, remove the stop words along with the stem. Why stem? Because automatically it will only do. It will not ask me and it is not going to have any kind of human interaction. So I'm going to apply the stemming. So now after applying the stemming, again I'm going to join the words. Once I join the words, now if you see your output, see the first sentence, like this you are going to have total 5,572 sentences. Each sentence was done the cleaning. Okay. Inside that some of them is having, see here, I'm high, I am, relax, time, ever, get. These words are having the meaning. What is this? Every? No meaning is there, right? Every, are you having any meaning for this? But still, what it is going to do, what is the probability of every in the spam? What is the probability of same word in the ham? It is going to check that one. Whether here EVRI is there or whatever it is there. So irrespective of the word, just it is going to check whether what is the probability for ham, what is the probability for spam. And if you observe this length, total 5,572. After text cleaning, what you have done here? The same code as it is I have copied here. Anything new I have done? Corpus is equal to empty. List, same thing. As it is copy code. Everything I have copied as it is. And here you have printed print corpus. Here also I am printing the corpus. Print corpus. Same to same. Whatever there is there, copy paste only I have done. Right? And after that, I'm going to do the vectorization. Here, how we have done the vectorization? First, from sklearn.future extraction.text count vectorizer, you have imported fit and transforms on the corpus to array because you want to get the output as an array. The same thing I'm going to do here also, to array. If I don't write to array, it will give as the function as the output. Now, if you want, you can see the X. Now you can observe what is the X is there. Okay. In this case, if you want, you can write even the X also. And you can check the value of X. Okay. So this is an array, two-dimensional array, where the first sentence, second sentence, third sentence, fourth sentence, fifth sentence, like this, each sentence was converted to an array. Okay. And now Y. What is about the Y? Y also you have to do the encoding. You can do the encoding or you can use the replace or whatever you want. Okay. So in the output variable, how many classes are there? Two classes are there. Two classes are there. Just I'm applying the dummies, out of which one of them I'm dropping. One is ham, one is spam. Now the first one, if you go to the first one in the original data, first one, ham and spam. Now first one will be converted as 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. Wherever the ham is there, considered as 1, spam as 0. Encoding, one hot encoding or dummy encoding. Out of which drop first is equal to true. Drop first is equal to true means ham will be dropped because alphabetical order ham will come first. So this will be dropped. Now you are going to get 0, 0, 1, 0, 0 like this. So if you do the encoding, if you see the encoding and if you apply the encoding, I'm applying the encoding and I'm applying the Y. 0, 0, 1, 0, 0. Can you see? Because the first column was dropped. Is that clear up to here? Now the data was ready. X is ready, Y is ready. Now what we have to do? X is ready, Y is ready. Just apply the modeling. Just I'm going to take the modeling, X train, Y train, and I'm taking that now by classifier. In the modeling, what are the three steps? Import, save the model, fit on X train, Y train. Similarly, predict on X test, predict on X train, calculate the accuracies. Same to same I'm doing. I got the train accuracy of 99%, test accuracy of 97%. With this, modeling and evaluation is completed. If you open your yesterday's class notes, what are the steps I have told you? Just open in your notes. First step I told you, load the data. In the first step I have told you the load the data. Here it is there, load the data. After that, what we have told, what I have told, tokenization, break into the parts. So here automatically I'm applying the for loop. It is already data frame. Data frame automatically one by one. It is going to take by default one by one. Next, text cleaning. Text cleaning in that, remove the punctuations. So I have applied the remove the punctuations. After that, remove the stop words. I have removed the stop words. After that, stemming or lemmatization. Three of them are there in this. Next, after that, vectorization. I have done the vectorization. After that, modeling. Just I am doing the modeling with Naive-Bayes theorem. Naive-Bayes theorem is the most approximate theorem for this situation. Conditional probability is the right one. Right? Now, after modeling, evaluation. You are going to do the evaluation. Modeling and evaluation. Same to same. And finally, now using this one, prediction on a new data. For example, you have got a mail like this. Lottery, you have won a lottery of 1 CR. Where comma is there? If you are interested with the full stop, also keep some kind of full stop, whatever it is. You have got some mail like this. Now, whether this mail belongs to spam or belongs to ham. Lottery word, none of the word is lottery is there in this. In the entire things, lottery word is not there. But still, it has to classify. Lottery, you have won a lottery of 1 CR. Okay. This is the, whether it is a spam mail or a ham mail. If you want to work on a new data. Yesterday, few students asked me the question, sir, by predicting on the new data, we are getting the question mark. Now, first step, remember, first load plus data pre-processing. Load the data, whatever the data they have given to you. Load the original data, raw data. Data pre-processing. For that, you apply the model. After that, evaluate the model. And then you do the model selection, which is the best model. And come with a solution. Finally, which model is the best? Come with a solution. Finally, which model is the best? This is the one which we have done till now. Now we want to predict on a new data. Prediction on new data. This prediction on a new data, if you want to do, from where you have to, what you have to do means prediction on a new data. First, we have to load the data. Whatever the new data is there, load the new data. Test data, whether it is a text data in a CSV file or Excel file or whether it is whatever it is. First, you load that one. Whatever the data pre-processing you have done, you have to do the same data pre-processing here. In this stage, what is the data pre-processing you have done? First thing, remove the punctuations. After that, what you have done? Remove the stop words. After that, stemming you have applied. After that, count vectorizer we have applied. In the last example. In the last example, in the data pre-processing, we have applied first remove punctuations. Followed by, first we have done the remove punctuations. Followed by remove the stop words we have done. Followed by stemming we have done. Followed by count vectorizer we have applied for this project. For the new data also, you have to do the same thing in the same order. Order should be the same. Same to same you have to do. For the new data also, we have to do the data pre-processing. Whatever you have done here, as it is we have to do here. No changes. First, we have to remove the punctuations. After that, remove the stop words. After that, stemming. After that, count vectorizer. Same to same. Whatever the vectorizer you have used here also, you have to use the same vectorizer. We can't change the vectorizer also. As it is, we have to do. The vectorizer here, we have to do the fit and transform. Here, we have to do only transform. That is the only difference we have to do. Wherever the fit is there, fit and transform should be applied on the trained data. Whenever you are doing the training, the original data, we have to do the fit and transforms. On the new data, we have to do only transform. Now, after that, here you have done the models, evaluation and identified which is the best model. Directly this data, after pre-processed data, this data directly you have to share to your final model and predict the answer. Share it to your final model and predict the answer. What is the answer? Not for every models, only the final model. Whichever is the final model, for that model you send this information and predict the answers. Is that clear? Here the data is single value, or if the data is a single row, or if the data is multiple rows also, concept remains same. Concept is not going to change. Okay. If it is a single row, same concept. If it is a multiple rows, same concept. Okay. Now, this thing for the raw data, I already applied and I have shown you. This one we have completed. Till now, we have done the same thing. Just if you go here, first I have loaded the data. In this case, first I have loaded the data. First you take the diagram of this one. You take the diagram. The same logic, sir, here, okay, sir, I'm applying the same logic in regression or classification. There I'm getting the error. We'll see one example related to that one also now only. Okay. So that some students get clarified. Don't take the snapshot, write in the notes clearly, because this is the final important one. Don't go shortcut for this one. Both online and offline. Take time and write clearly. In this case, data pre-processing is this one. In other data set, data pre-processing will change. Okay. Done, guys? Whatever the new data you want to predict, that data you have to load. Whatever the data you want to predict, that data you have to load. And you have to do the data pre-processing, what you have done for training purpose. Your model was designed based on this data pre-processing. So by prediction also, we have to create in the same way. Otherwise, training was done on a different way, while asking the questions will be done on a different way. Miss, at the end, what happens? Wrong answers we are going to get. Proper training we have given and we have got a good accuracy here, miss. Here also we have to do on the future, same thing. Done? Everyone? So here, the same, whatever you have written in the notes, that is first on the original raw data, first I have loaded. After loading, I have done the data pre-processing. After doing the data pre-processing, I have done the modeling. And after modeling, I have done the evaluation. And I identified this is my best model. What is my best model? This is the model name. Model, whatever this name is there, this is my best model. I mean my final model. My final, whatever my final model is there, my final model name is equal to, name is model. Here the name is model was given. So the model, this is the name. Final model is name of your model. Now, prediction on the new data. On the new data, if you want to predict, what you have to do? First, you have to load the data. This is the mail you have got. This mail, first you have to take as a data frame. First, you have to convert this mail as a data frame. For that, what I'm going to do? DF of data frame, message of input mail and index of 0. Okay. Index of 0 means in the first column, this mail will be considered. Okay. And so if you want to see the output of this one, okay, if you see the output of this one, df underscore test, can you see? You have got a message. Input column is there. Output column is not there. Only input is there. Row is there. Right? So by writing this line of code, I have got like this. This index of 0 means I'm keeping in the index 0. This sentence I'm going to add the row. By how to add a row means that row will be added by using the index number. Right? Done. First I have created the data frame. Meaning of data frame is done. Now what, after loading the data, what you have to do? Prediction on your new data. You have written the notes, right? In the prediction on new data, what you have to do? Data pre-processing we have to do. What data pre-processing you have applied in the above, the same data pre-processing we have to do below also. Miss, whatever you have done here, the same thing we have to copy and we have to paste that down. Okay. So what I'm going to do, the same to same. So if you observe here, corpus and the same to same as this. The only difference is earlier DF I have taken, here I have changed the DF of test I am taking. The only difference is new data frame, because this is the data frame which I want to work. Now for this data frame, I am going to do the text cleaning, only cleaning, not vectorization, only cleaning part I am doing. Now whatever the cleaning is there, copy, and if you want, you can see the cleaning. And after that, print your corpus. Just ask the print corpus. Now what happens? Your corpus means nothing but after cleaning, lottery CR. This is the original data. After applying the original data, the comma was removed, punctuation was removed. After applying the stemming, for lottery, the stemming, lottery. Okay, it has stemmed. You and have belongs to stop words, it has removed. 1, stop word removed. A, stop word removed. Again, lottery. Lottery was converted to stem like this. Off, stop word removed. 1 CR. Out of 1 CR, 1 belongs to numbers. Numbers will be removed during the text, this one only. Here itself, the 1 will be removed. And CR only left. For CR stemming, after CR stemming, it is CR only. Now you have got lottery CR. Now what it is going to do? First, this one has to be converted as a converted as an array. First, you have to convert as an array. How you have to convert as an array? Now, if you take only as this one, if you apply fit and transform, now it is going to create only two columns. Column number 1 is called as lottery. Column number 2 is called as CR. Only two columns you will get. But your model was designed for two columns. Huh? What is the model was designed? Model has been designed. Your shape of your model. If you see your shape of the model, your model was designed with 6,296 columns. So this one also has to be converted to 6,996 columns. It has to be converted. Wherever the lottery word is there, there only one should be there. Wherever the CR word is there, there only the one should be there. If the lottery word is not there, miss, it should not consider. If the CR word is not there, miss, it should not consider. But it has to convert that one, the sentence into 6,296 columns. It has to convert. How it will convert like that, miss? Once you apply the cv.transform, you are not going to do the fit and transform. You are doing just only the transform. Transform. Now, if you apply this transforms, I'm copying this one also separately and I'm executing. If you apply the transform, now, if you apply your x, if you see your x, now if you want, you can see your x. X is x dot shape. If you see the shape, one row with 6,296. There and here the shape is same. Shape is same. When the shape is same only, the model will predict. If the shape is not same, the model will throw an error. Because the model was designed for 6,296 input variables versus output variable. So this particular, sir, here only two words are there. From where you got 6,296, sir, remaining everything are 0. Wherever the lottery word is there, it has taken the number as 2. Wherever the CR word is there, number as 1. Remaining all of them are 0. Sir, in the training part, assume that there is no LOTRE. Lottery word is not there. It will not consider that. That column will not be created. It will ignore that column. Everything are 0, 0, 0, 0. Only zeros will be there. Assume these two words are not there. The column, the entire X is 0. The row, the entire X shape is 0. Now, after doing this one, now you use the model.predict on X. Whatever your final model is that, model.predict on X. And it is going to give us 1. What is the meaning of 1? 0 miss, ham. 1 miss, spam. So now you predict, if the predict answer is 0 means print as ham, predict as this one, ham. Now you have done in the multiple in the cell number 1, cell number 2, these many cells you have done. Now if I'm doing everything in a single cell, whatever the input mail I have got, I'm writing everything in the single cell. Okay. I'm this one instead of this. Okay. And why I have to print the corpus, I'm not explaining to others, right? No need to print also. Directly you have to do the text vectorization. Just this one also I'm copying here only, in this cell only. Okay. And whatever the shape, I don't need to see the shape, right? In the real life, I need to see the shape. Here I am saying because I am learning. Whether both of them are same, otherwise I am getting the error, miss why that error I am getting. The reason I am saying. Now, everything you are going to do in the single cell. That is text cleaning, this one. And after that prediction, you are going to do in a prediction. This prediction also you can do in the single cell only. That one, this one also you copy here itself. You copy here itself. And you can write comment as prediction. If you are interested, write the comment as prediction. And this, if also you write here only. Okay. And directly it will give the output as spam. Whatever the mail you have written, the mail is spam mail. And it is going to send into that. So, for example, I'm going to change that this one, mail. I'm converting the mail to, hi, sir. How are you? Something like this. One mail is there like this. Now this mail, just I'm going to select that mail and I'm going to do the pre-processing. And finally, I'm going to say this comes under ham mail. How it is doing, miss? It is calculating for each word probability of spam, probability of normal. Out of two of them, which is having highest, it is going to throw into that. It is clear now? Spam classifier. Any mail. Whatever the mail. Now this male predictions are decided based on the training data. If the training data is different is there, answers also will be different. For the Google mails, whatever the mails are there, Google is having large amount of data with Google. So much of large amount of data is there. That is the reason more accurate results it is getting. Okay, the higher the more results, more the data, more accuracy will get. Right? Is that clear?